Okay, so we're back on, and we didn't say anything while we were on pause. As I said, we were having weather problems and weather issues, which is not in our control. So we are recording, like we did last week, and then we will post up the program on Facebook and YouTube when we're done. Okay, so thank you all for coming back to watch the post, and we apologize to you, as I said, but this is out of our control. We don't have any control over the weather. So that, we're human. Allah is in control of every affair. So, we're answering Rasheed's question about can women be scholars, educators, imams. So I was reading the saying of Prophet Muhammad, I'll repeat it for the recording. Narrated Ibn Abbas. And by the way, I'm reading from Kitab al-Ilm. And this is book 1 of Sahih Bukhari. And it's chapter 3. And it's on page 114, chapter number 32. Okay, this is for the reference. And he said, narrated Ibn Abbas, once Allah's messenger, prayers and peace upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, radiyallahu anha, Allah be pleased with Ibn Abbas, he came out while Bilal, and Bilal was the first mu'adhin called to prayer. The Prophet was accompanied by Bilal. He went towards the women, the Prophet did, thinking that they had not heard him his religious lecture. So he started teaching them, the women, and he instructed them to give charity. All right, so that's one reference of what the Prophet did. About education, we're going to come back to a specific question. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, another companion of the Prophet. Some women requested from Prophet Muhammad to establish a day for them for education, for him to teach them, as the men were taking all of the Prophet's time. On that, Prophet Muhammad promised them 1 day a week for religious lessons and instruction. Once during such a lesson, the Prophet said to the women, he said, a woman who has 3 children die before her, God forbid, will be shielded from the hellfire. And one of the women asked the Prophet, said, well, what if 2 of them, the daughters, died before the mother? He said, even if it was only 2, those 2 that went before the mother would be shield the mother from hellfire. So we take from this, and it's minimal references. Now this is important, Rasheed, because we've seen in the media, the major media, the young girl who was shot because she wanted to go to school. Yes, I can't remember her name right now, but from Pakistan. And then we've also seen in the news, major news networks, the women in Afghanistan where the Taliban put weapons on them because they were learning and they were reading books. Well, first of all, Allah says the thinking men and the thinking women. And then the Prophet was asked by the women, can you spare some time to teach us? You're teaching the men all the time. So if the Prophet taught the women, why are they shooting the women for learning in Afghanistan, and why they shot that little young girl for wanting to go to school? She went to school, and she got shot because she was seeking education. And the Prophet said, knowledge is incumbent upon every male and female. It's fardu, it's obligatory. You know this. You know that. That he made it obligatory upon every male and female. And then common sense now. If the man is out in typical traditional societies working as he was back in those days, and many times in these days, and the women home with the children, they don't educate the children. Well, if she doesn't know anything, she can't educate the children. So this is common sense. But now look what Imam Muhammad did. And some of us remember this now. Because I was living on some of these sets. In fact, we were in Detroit, your hometown. Imam used to travel around the country, and he would have lectures for women only. Remember this was it. Sisters only. No brothers were allowed to come. Well, a few of us were allowed because he wanted us to sit in. So he wouldn't be uncomfortable. So one of these sessions was in Detroit. And I was there with Imam Muhammad, a few other imams that he invited to be. I think Imam Qasim was there, forgive me, sitting down in paradise. Imam was there. I was there, and a couple other imams. And he said, no, I want you all to be with me so you can see, number one, what I'm doing. Number two, when I'm teaching the sisters, and then I want you all to be witnesses in case they say something that I didn't say, which later came out to be the case, you know, and I won't discuss what that was. But we had to clear it up, clear Imam Muhammad's name up, because he said something, well, what they said was, when we were in Detroit, and the question was asked of Imam Muhammad by a sister who had just come into the religion. She was new. She hadn't been in the community long. Now, this is an important question because you asked this question last week about hijab and kimar, and we explained that, the hair color, right? We're not calling hijab kimar. So this lady, she got up, you know the question asked, and she said, Imam Muhammad, what I want to know is, I'm not comfortable. Now listen to what she's asking him. She said, I'm not comfortable yet. I just started practicing the religion, and I really don't know much at all. She said, I'm not comfortable covering my head yet. So can I take my time and do it? So Imam Muhammad, he said, well, yeah, there's no compulsion in the religion. So if you're not comfortable just yet, and you're just coming into Islam, we don't want to push you away from the religion because of you not wanting to cover your head. Now, some of the sisters say, well, we're going to take ours off too. No, they started doing it right there in the meeting. And so the word went out. The Imam Muhammad said, which was, now we got a new term for it now called fake news. It was fake news. It said, Imam Muhammad told the sisters they didn't have to cover their hair. That is not what happened. So every place I went, I heard this as we were traveling, and Imam, he saw it. That's why he had us in there. So I was telling him, I said, that's not what happened. He was telling the sister who was uncomfortable. Okay, just do it when you feel, take your turn when you feel comfortable. The other sisters, they say, oh, he said no. Take it off. Imam Muhammad never said that. And he said, how can I, as a man, as a leader, national leader if you will, tell the sisters to do anything to violate the Quran or violate the religion? And he never said that. So you all who heard that lie, that was a lie. Imam Muhammad never said that. I was a witness to that. And Imam Al-Amin, he's still alive, and he'll confirm what I said, that that's exactly what happened. He was just telling his sister to take the time. Okay? Now, he had lectures. So what I did, I'm talking about the sister, and I just read this hadith of the Prophet, right? When I was in Dallas with the young adults, our young ladies, I had separate classes. They requested it. So certain things they want to discuss, they didn't feel comfortable talking about around brothers. But I had this information. I already knew that the Prophet prayers and people come and do this. So I said, sure, I will take some time. So I used to take some time during the week and just speak to the young Muslim sisters by themselves. And then I would take some time and speak to the young brothers by themselves. But now think about this. We were in the Nation of Islam. On an army line of Muhammad. We had FOI classes back then for the males, right? And the females had what? MGT classes for the females. So I don't know if the army line of Muhammad read these hadiths and all that, but those were the classes. We had classes for the males, and we had classes separate for females, and then we had the regular meetings where males and females were together, right? So that was a practice even back in the days of the Nation of Islam. Now, question, can Muslim sisters be imams? The answer is no. Can they be scholars? Yes. So I want to read something here, and I'm going to explain why they can't be imams. Let me read something from Imam Muhammad regarding the scholars and educators. And I'm reading from the women who called to the issue, who pressed the issue. Commentary by Imam Muhammad, edited by Rasheed, to answer Dr. Rasheed's question. And I knew this was going to be an extensive one because it's a big issue here. He says, you know, in the time of Prophet Muhammad, this is on page 12, women were regarded for their ability to learn. and also to establish their standing or their position or rank in the field of knowledge of scholars. You asked about the scholars. They were known for that. They were known for this in the time of the prophet. The lady, Aisha, they'll all be pleased with her, the young wife of Prophet Muhammad, is quoted by many scholars, the best scholars, for her knowledge and understanding of the prophet's teachings and the Quran. So we know that's out there. That cannot be accepted anymore, that women cannot be scholars, they cannot be educated. In the Quran, women are no different from men in terms of their endowments or their mental faculties. They are endowed with the same mentally. We are endowed the same spiritually, emotionally, and socially in every other way. Now he's referencing chapter 33, verse 35. How do I know? Because on page 122, he said, it is natural that it has to happen because men are not the only ones that God has created for the roles of philosophers and scholars. Women are also thinkers. The Quran says the thinking men and the thinking women. I'm reading page 122, same book. To let us know that this is not the property of males only. And thinking means that they can be philosophers in the world. You do not think of women as being philosophers, but God showed Prophet Muhammad as the kind of man that will recognize that these women have intelligence, like men, and as they become interested and give thoughts to these things, they are going to be philosophers also. We call them scholars, those who head schools of thought, but actually they are Islamic Muslim philosophers, devoting themselves to the study and understanding of Al-Islam. In the world, the term philosopher may mean something that we do not accept for thinkers in Al-Islam. It could mean we do not accept it for our thinkers because their orientation may not be God-focused. You understand this? But their focus is the word. Muslim philosophers are not material matter focused, but God focused. Christianity has given birth to many great thinkers, philosophers, and so has Judaism and all the other religions. Even the non-religious ideas or non-spiritual ideas have given birth to so many wonderful thinkers who were beautiful human beings and who had an interest in the world and not just in a part of the world, an interest in humanity, not just in a section of humanity. End quote, Imam Muhammad. Now I was watching Bloomberg today, and we're talking about women now, thinkers and scholars. Now, this brilliant lady, she's not a Muslim, but I was listening to her, and her name is, she's the COO, Chief Operating Officer of this wonderful platform that we're on, Facebook, with Sheryl Sandberg. And she was talking and discussing. Now, Mark Zuckerberg wasn't doing this discussion on Bloomberg. She was. And she was articulating brilliantly the next move that Facebook is making into cryptocurrency and the currency called Libra. And she was explaining how it's not ready yet. And I was listening to her thoughts were crystal clear. And she was articulating this. Now, she happens to be the main driver behind building up the economic and the financial base of Facebook. A woman. And then Meg Whitman came on. And then they had Valerie Jarrett on. So I was saying, this must be Women's Day. They know I was talking about women in Islam today. And they're not Muslim women, but they're brilliant women. And then I learned something about Valerie Jarrett, who was in President Obama's. She was born in Iran, in an Iranian hospital, because her father he was a specialized doctor. This is in her book. And I'm watching it, and she said he couldn't get a job anywhere. He was so highly educated. And her father decided to go abroad with her mother, and she was born in a hospital in Iran and lived there for 4 or 5 years. So she has this connection with the Muslims, and she was explaining it. So I was listening to 3 of these brilliant women today. Ms. Meg Whitman, Sheryl Sandberg, CEO for Facebook, and Valerie Jarrett. And I said, oh, that fits right in what we were talking about.
Right.
The scholars, and the educators, and the business women, and the learned women. Now, the Sandberg got way more money than I have. So there's the proof right there, right? And Oprah, Oprah is a big. Hey, so I mean, how many of us can measure up the Oprah bank account? So something going on upstairs in the head, right? Now, in terms of humanity, and this is a misunderstood issue too. So in our religion, Al-Islam, there are roles for males and roles for females. It doesn't take anything away from the males because we are providers, we can't have children. That doesn't take anything away from that's the way God made us. And Allah says in the Quran, Laysa dhakara kal untha. You know this. The male is not like the female. So the word imam comes from, and I can talk to you this way and explain it to our viewers because you understand the Arabic language. The word for imam comes from the word am, the verb, amma. And amma means to stand out front. But the word mother, comes from the same word am. Alright? And ummi, my mother, and ummah, community, all comes from the same verb for imam, the leader of the But now, how can the imam be the leader of the ummah, the community, before he has an a mother?
Yes.
So the mother gives birth to the imam. He don't exist without the woman. All right? So it's his role to be the leader, to be out front, and God says, and it goes back to Abraham now. Where Abraham is called what in the Bible and the Torah? He's called the father of the nation. In the Quran, he's called Imam lil Alameen, the leader. Imam, the father. See, so he also means father, the role, the father, a father. Imam is like the father of the community. Abraham is called Imam lil Alameen, the father, the leader, the role type, the leader for all the world. And so Prophet Muhammad said he follows Abraham. You see? So this is a role function for the male. The women can perform their function as educators, teachers, philosophers, bankers, lawyers, whatever. But when it's time to lead those prayers, that's the male role in the mosque and at his home. If there's the male present at home, then he is to be the imam, he is to be out front, he is to be the leader of his home, and in his home, he is the imam in his home. The imam in the mosque can't come into your house and tell you what to do in your home. That's off limits. You're the imam in your home. You're the imam in your home. Meaning you're the leader of your home. So God has designed these roles. So sisters, you all out there follow these misguided people and misinformation about women imams. No. I know women can be rabbis in certain aspects of the Jewish community. And they can be ministers in certain aspects of the Christian community. Not all denominations now. But in our religion, in Al-Islam, no. We stick with the Quran. We follow Abraham. Abraham was the first imam, not Prophet Muhammad. See, people say, well, that's the office of Prophet Muhammad. Yes, but following who? Imam al-Amin. Abraham was the first imam. All right, that's the Quranic teaching. So I thank you for that question. So that was, and we can say more about that, but I just looked at the time, and I know Sister Lazette is just waiting to get in on this since I brought up these business.
Okay, yes, my question is, are Muslim women allowed to own their own business?
Are Muslim women allowed to own their own business? Okay, let's see. I'm going to go back to the book, Imam W. Muhammad. And I'm reading from 97. So can Muslim women allowed to own their own business? Now this is in chapter 6 of this book. Women, actually, women in Al-Islam. And it's on page 97. Quote, Muhammad the Prophet, the prayers of peace be upon him, had a woman as a boss. Brothers, are you all out there listening? He had a woman as a boss. She was the boss lady. Khadijah. May God be pleased with her. She was his boss before he was called to be the messenger of God. and a mercy to the world. The last prophet. He was working for her as a person who would go outside of the area to neighboring countries and do business and trade and to negotiate purchases for her and bring them back to her business. Now, one note here for people who forget this sometimes, Prophet Muhammad was a businessman. Let's not forget that. And his boss lady was a business lady. And he worked in her employ. So back to what Imam Muhammad says. There's something else that we should know. Even before the prophet became the prophet, like other Arabs or Meccans from the surrounding area, she respected him highly. She had great respect for him, Khadijah. May Allah be pleased with her. She was a very special person, and the tribe of Quraysh, even those other tribes that he did not belong to, had great respect for Muhammad the Prophet for his great character. Khadijah was his boss, but she never bossed him. She was always humble and meek in her dealings with him or in her relationship with him. And that is really the strength of a real lady, that she can be strong and overtowering, but she stands low, meek, gentle, and sweet. As for the Arabs, one thing is for sure. They did not really deny women the right to have wealth. Their society, even before Al-Islam, obviously accepted that women could own property and have wealth or business because the wife of the prophet was a businesswoman who hired him before he ever became a prophet. It is obvious they did not have a problem with that, but the chance that a woman would have wealth was very slim. They would have wealth perhaps because there were no boys to inherit and only child was a daughter. Therefore, they would get the money, but it was rare. They did not have any chance of competing in the society with the males. The males dominated that society. But in the social life of the Arabs, before the coming of Islam, women could inherit from their parents. So that's another one of those myths in fiction that the Muslim woman has to stay home, she can't be in business, she has to serve her. Well, she doesn't work at home also. But Prophet Muhammad gets yours at home too. But the woman can have her own business. You are a businesswoman. And I thank you for that question. So sisters, we have a businesswoman here, Sister Lazette Saleem, and we have many businesswomen across the United States and across the world who are Muslim women. So there's nothing in Al-Islam that precludes a sister or woman from going into business. I know you had mentioned to me that you wanted to be a business one day, and I think you should pursue that. Okay? So thank you very much for that question. So who did we get to last week? Well, let's go to Zaria. Now her question is, which of our parents should we honor the most? Now I'm going to go to chapter 17, verse 23 for this question. And this may be the last one, so Ahmed, you got in last week, so we'll get your question next week, and maybe Lisa next week too, because that was a big one. Dr. Rasheed. And this is a big one for Zaria, but we can kind of do it in about 5 to 6 minutes here. Chapter 17, verse 23. Allah says in the Quran, "The Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him, and that you be kind to your parents, whether one or both of them attain old age in their life. Say not to them, uffin," the word U-F-I-N, uffin. But now when you say the uffin, it sounds like what? Offend. Sounds like offend. The D off of there, but the D sounds offend. That's a Quranic Arabic word. So don't say oof to your parents. So the Arabs have the disrespectful ones back in the day. You say oof. And so God said, don't say offend. So that word made its way into the English vocabulary to say that's offend. Don't offend your parents, but don't offend anyone. Okay? So God says, don't say offend, a word of contempt to them, nor push your parents away. Don't repel them. But address them in terms of honor. Verse 24. And out of kindness, lower to them. Then it gives us a picture of a bird. Lower to them the wing of humility. and say, my Lord, bestow on them the mercy even as they Rabbiani, and get away rob. Rob, like rob. You said a lot of rob. But now rob here is used for parents. As they Rabbiani Sagira, have mercy on them as they raised me up when I was nothing but a little small child. Sagira. And they nurtured me, Rabbiani. They cherished me, they stayed with me. Because when the child could walk, you have a daughter. She has to depend on you. And hopefully, God forbid, she won't grow up one day and say, you don't tell me what to do. We hope that don't happen. Okay? But now the prophet, prayers and peace be upon him, was asked that question that you just asked me. And I addressed it from a broader perspective, of course, from the Quran. And a man asked him, say, O Messenger of God, in regards to my parents, which one should I give the most regard, the most honor? The prophet, he responded, your mother. The man said, then who? He said, your mother. Second time. The man said, then who? The prophet, he said, your mother. 3 times. And then the man said, then who? The prophet said, then your father. So he gave 3 times for the mother and 1 time for the father. Well, think about it. The mother has carried the baby for 9 months. She's the one in labor for 9 months. You know, we get off. You know, we get cut off. We got to take care of it. But we don't have that pain and the pain of childbirth that the Quran talks about, and how heavy that is for the mother to do that, and also the raising of the children and the nurturing of. And so the prophet, he said again in terms of in regards to that question, paradise lies at the feet of the mother. Meaning, you raise that child correctly, that's your ticket in paradise. Now, back to a question you asked Dr. Rasheed as we conclude, time is out now. The prophet, he said, because he knew there were issues among his tribesmen back in the day, he said to the mayor, if you educate 2 daughters, you will what? Earn paradise. And so there was one companion, well, he didn't have 2 daughters. He only had 1, like me. So I would want to know, what about one? Can I get if I educate my 1? So the man asked the prophet. He said, well, I only have 1 daughter. What about my 1 daughter? And the prophet thought about it and smiled. He said, yes, if you educate 1 daughter, you will get into the paradise. But now you see again the focus on the girls and the young girls and the young ladies that the prophet made for them to have education, that he raised that standard so high. He didn't say educate the male, you get in paradise. But I'm sure there's some allowance if you do that, but he was putting a focus and an emphasis on educating females because they didn't educate females back in those days. Most of them didn't do that. Well, they didn't educate males either, but they really didn't have much regard for educating females. So the prophet elevated and said, if you educate 2 of your daughters, you will earn the paradise. And if you educate just 1, you will earn the paradise. So give the respect more to the mother. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us. That concludes our time. And we'll again apologize because we're not in control of the weather. So we will post this. We needed this so you'll be able to watch this on Facebook Live and also on our YouTube channel, Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. If you like what we're presenting to you and what we're doing with neighborly needs, with what was presented in our this past Saturday and what we have coming up, go to our website, www.alislamworldwideministry.com. You can hit the donate button, and if you'd like to make contributions, if you have clothes, if you live in the Jacksonville area and or somewhere around the area, and you want to bring clothes to the masjid or donate food or whatever for our quarterly neighborly needs program coming up in September, feel free to do so. And if you want to send a contribution, P.O. Box 3024, Jacksonville, Florida 32206. Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry. So we want to thank you all very much for joining us, and join us Friday, this coming Friday, for our Jummah prayer on Masjid Muhammad in Jacksonville, Florida on our Facebook page live. And by the way, We have our YouTube channel now. So we were trying to get up live tonight, but we'll fix that technical difficulty, God willing, inshallah, next week. But we will be posting this on YouTube, and you can watch it on your television set. So if you have a TV or smart TV or smart remote, you can go on YouTube TV and put in Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry, or speak into the remote, Al-Islam Worldwide Ministry, and you'll see it come up on your television set. So thank you all for joining us. We say to the Muslims, Assalamu alaikum. To our Christian brothers and sisters, peace be with you. Our Jewish brothers and sisters, shalom. And we conclude, as we started, with prayer. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Our Lord, grant us the best that this life has to offer us, and grant us the best that the next life has to offer us, and save us from the punishment of the fires of sin. Thank you all very much. Peace.